Hello and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. It's a day to be celebrated. It's the day the Pilgrims landed in the, where was it, Colombia?
It's the day that we seized the Alamo.
Right. That was the French, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we burned everyone in. I think is that the story of the Alamo, that we just burned everyone inside, and that's why like Thanksgiving is like that. That's why we stuffed the turkey.
Right. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. And then this is just like, I think the 4th of July is just like some legal day. It's like when you get your marriage license before the actual wedding. Like the wedding's Thanksgiving. America, fat, eating. And the 4th of July is just like, it's just getting your ducks in a row. It's, it's lawyer stuff. Mm-hmm. It's if you wanted to buy a child, like an adopted child, but you had to, you'd have to file documents,
right, and
bribe people, because there's good luck getting a kid without greasing the wheels these days. This bureaucracy, it ain't good. It ain't built to last anymore. We are on the brink. This might be our last 4th of July.
Whose last 4th of July?
I don't know.
Ours? Are we going to die?
Well, Biden, he's pretty old. Why not change the date?
Change the date?
August 5th.
You think we should celebrate our nation's founding on August 5th?
I just think we need a fresh start. I mean, they're saying what is the scuttlebutt? I mean, of the White House, the king, that he's telling his advisors that I mean, the rumor was that they had to come out, I think it was this morning, and say no, he's the rumors are not true, that he's stepping down after his debate performance. It's not, which I think they made up. I think they put that there to get the ball rolling.
To get him to step down?
Not necessarily, but just to get how do you broach that subject?
Right.
If you're the press secretary. Oh, look, I know, he was spitting all over himself. He was covered in his own bile. He stared the way a mummy would stare if you injected it with bleach.
It was a very strange debate to watch.
Sure.
It was because Biden was being obviously the way he was being, which is bad.
Mentally sharp as a tack.
and Trump was like being a good boy.
Well,
and that was just a strange thing. That the pairing was really weird.
Look, no one dislikes a role reversal, a Freaky Friday, a vice versa for some of you older 80s kids. Lovely seltzer. Freaky Friday. What was that when they swap? Older woman and a younger woman swap bodies.
Yeah, Freaky Friday. Lindsay Lohan.
Same exact thing as this.
Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
This is an older woman and a younger man by 2 years. Biden's really, I mean, honestly, not to be gender normative, but he's kind of an older woman at this point.
Right.
It's nothing against women, but he's kind of got the vibe of just like, he's like, he should wear pearls, like a pearl necklace.
Yeah,
and just be kind of like Barbara Bush, a matronly, woman. That if he pulled that off, if he transitioned right now, but into a matronly woman, I feel like we'd accept it. It's just the vibe is off. He used to go yelling about corn pop. This a African American gentleman who fought at the public pool with chains, like it was the movie from The Warriors,
right?
And screaming about buying, that people should buy, self-defense implements.
I want to say that story was fake, but it's actually not the first time I've heard of people fighting with chains.
Well, you heard that story, and your first reaction was like, impossible. No one could fight with chains. I mean, it's been done. I mean,
the name corn pop also sounds strange, but the fighting with chains part, I know that's the one other person who claims they did that.
Well, that's just something. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen it in person. My friends didn't go down to the mall and pick fights with a bike chain and 9 feet of a Home Depot chain.
Well, that's what I'm kind of curious about. Is like, do people just fight with the chain because that's what's on hand, or do people go out and get a chain for the purpose of fighting with it?
It's probably the kind of thing you grab. You grab it off, a bike, or people used to work.
It's heavy.
People used to work in shops, machine shops, warehouses, and you'd see it. If you were a newspaper man, you would grab that thing that you press down on the ink with the the tamper. And you could probably fight with that. It's a heavy, blunt instrument. But, some people, I don't know what chains do. I think in factories, you would use a chain, or in a car shop, a car auto shop, you would use a chain to hoist an engine. So you were done hoisting someone's engine out of their Prius, and you have to go fight at the pool. We're going to go home and get your Japanese ceremonial sword, your tanto, no. You're gonna grab that hoist chain and you're gonna have a nice 4th of July. All right, but that was never my. I never even disbelieved him. It might be true. I just don't know what. I don't know what the point of the story was.
Yeah.
I used to fight men at the pool. All right, we're doing something else now. This is a different thing than that. Trump can't call me a wimp. I used to beat up this black guy. But then we respected each other.
Yeah, it's like, is it supposed to count as military experience or something? that you fought Corn Pop at the pool?
Because I guess he's a war coward. Is he a war coward?
I think they're both war cowards in some way. Well, Biden is a silent generation person, right? So he may have actually just missed.
No, silent generation is is he?
Yeah, he's in the silent generation.
Well, so
technically,
I'm refreshed. That's the one that's after they were too young to be in World War II, but too old to be boomer. They were already they were 10 years old when World War II happened.
I think it's the opposite. I think that they were too old to be World War II, but I think they were older than World War II. I think they're between World War I and World War II, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right. He's silent generation is after World War II.
This is why all this. You see what we said for the past minute and a half, and hemming and hawing. War coward.
Yeah,
I made that term for a reason. It zings.
I would love to name a sword war coward.
A sword?
Yeah.
Sure. When's the last time you named a sword?
I don't know, but they do it in medieval things, they name their swords.
Sure. Are you planning on getting a sword?
I wasn't, but now I might. I'm name a war coward.
I'm here for it. Yeah. What type of sword do you know anything about swords? Would you know? Would you get a broadsword or a katana or a rapier? Or just a massive chain? And you call it a sword?
I like to get the base of a sword.
Yeah.
But then there's a chain.
That's kind of like a morning star. Look up morning star.
What's a morning star?
You'll know when you see it. I think it's or a mace, but more yeah. Oh no, that's not really it. Look up a mace. Maybe I'm thinking of a mace. Yeah, mace chain. Yeah. No, mace chain. Write the word chain into it. Whatever. There's a thing. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
A flail mace.
Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, you do well with a flail mace. I don't know who are you fighting for the glory of America?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the glory, whatever country will have me.
Are you trying to get into the power vacuum once Biden? If he steps down, are you gonna bring your flail mace to Washington and throw your mace in the ring?
I think it would be a good show. It's a show of strength,
Sure.
Somebody comes up with this. Somebody comes up with a flail mace after society crumbles. I feel like you trust that person.
It's very heavy. I don't know if I'm not trying to. You want to start doing some curls right now.
It doesn't look that heavy.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Well,
that's probably the thing at the end of it. It's like the size of a bowling ball. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're not, but it's heavy. You ever felt anything that was dense and heavy? That was not the size of a bowling ball? Like you think a bowl of lead that size would be like no problem for you to flail around on a chain?
I don't think it would be that hard. Honestly, I think you're underestimating how strong I am.
Sure.
Sure.
I would laugh so hard if you pull that a flail mace. If you try to pull out a flail mace because you got mad at me, I would just laugh at you. And then maybe I would take the chance that you could do it. I mean, look, what am I doing that's so bad? I didn't clean the counter well enough. Whatever. I mean, it's not like I did tax evasion. All right. So I mean, you got really mad at me because I left a bunch of crumbs and banh mi sandwich crumbs all over the counter. Vietnamese sandwich, delicious.
Oh, I'm getting angry already.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I was just enjoying my banh mi sandwich. I'll clean it later, and you get frustrated and you pull out a flail mace. I'm going to be 100% certain you can't. Whether I don't know what you even call it, flail me. Now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'll take that chance. I'll die believing that you can't bludgeon me with a flail mace. And that's my right as America.
The last thing you'll be thinking before the spike of the ball enters your cheek flesh will be ha ha ha.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, even that, like you're saying cheek flesh, like that's not where you kill me. If you want to kill me, don't hit my cheek flesh.
What do you mean? Why not?
Because my cheek.
In the face?
Temple, the base of the skull, maybe.
Look, if I'm hitting you, and I don't even like thinking about this, I would never hit you with a flail mace.
I don't know that. I mean,
I
think you would if you could.
But I think if I'm hitting you with a flail mace, it doesn't really matter where I hit you. It does, honestly, in the face with a flail mace.
I mean, it doesn't
matter if it's temple or cheek.
This is the kind of thing that George R.R. Martin makes his bones at. People who just think oh, you have a sword, you're a knight, and this is that, and that guy shouldn't be as successful as he is. But people like you think you can just, as long as I throw the flail mace at the fat man, he'll die. No, you have to be skilled with the weapon.
Look, I think I have
practice.
I think I have to be skilled enough to land it on the face. I think I have to be I have to have that kind of a hand-eye coordination, that kind of strength.
Sure. But the hate.
But if it's going on your face, it's gonna hurt.
The fat phobia of it all. No, it'll hurt. But I thought you were trying to kill me. I mean, this is what they call goalpost moving. Now, I think we got a little distracted here. We were talking about our king, Joe Biden. He's very sick. He seems to have, I think it's maybe HIV, some kind of blood disease. It could be, Alzheimer's or dementia. Who knows? I think we disagree. I think he's mentally sharp as a tack still, and he still keeps bringing up the burn pits. I feel like burn pits, by the way, are like I never watched Lost. Is that the show? Lost. The J.J. Abrams show. But I hear these things like, who are the others? That was a thing, right?
Right.
What are the burn pits? That's my question for the past couple of years now. What, are we gonna this election season, find out finally what the burn pits are? No one's ever told me. So the military just goes around the world, just burning pits, and throwing toxic things, and just having our soldiers burn acid.
I'm pretty sure a burn pit is like anything toxic. They dig a big pit and they throw it in there, and then they set it on fire.
Why not just bury it? You're in a foreign land that you invaded under false pretenses anyway.
Right.
Why not just bury it? Why burn it? I feel like the burning's where we get into trouble. The burning's how we get, Beau Biden. I think was Beau Biden?
Yeah, Beau Biden.
Beau Biden had to watch from heaven as Hunter entered his wife. You know that, right? You know how Hunter entered Beau's wife.
Wait, what?
You know this?
Wait, Hunter Biden fucked Beau Biden's wife?
Yeah, I mean, that's not very ladylike, phrasing, but sure. Yes, you know this?
I didn't.
It's not denied. He admits it. He says, he says some gobbledygook about how, in grief you find her pussy or whatever.
Oh, man.
No, you find, connection. I don't know. It seems like, maybe you could not fuck the crackhead brother.
Look, That's a dirty thing for Hunter Biden to do, but that's a low down dirty thing for that woman.
Oh, she is sleazy.
Oh, sleazy.
Is she still alive? That sleazy woman. You think she regrets letting that crackhead hump her? I don't get partisan. It's not partisan. I'm just saying,
Right.
like, I'm just saying, like, you know, everyone's got some exes they're not proud of.
Yeah.
Or at least they wouldn't brag about. It's like, oh, the most famous crackhead in history. Is he? I mean, is he more famous than Marion Barry? He's got to be at this point. I mean, in this day and age, for sure.
Marion Barry?
You don't even know who he is. He was the mayor of Washington, D.C., and he got
oh, right.
caught smoking crack, and they kicked him out of office, and he got reelected later.
Yeah.
Hero. Honestly, it's like, I mean, I don't know anything about the man, but, like, you know, that's just, I approve.
How do you think...
What's a mayor do? Whatever. Let him smoke. He's got to stay up late all the time, probably. Let him smoke some crack.
Yeah.
Is that good for the algorithm? By the way, we have a Patreon. Like and subscribe. Help, you know, because this algorithm is not helping itself. We're doing this episode on the 4th of July, and then we're not sure if it's good or bad. You know, people might tend to watch these videos at work, in which case they're not at work, and we're screwed ourselves. But maybe no one else is putting out new videos. I mean, you can schedule videos, so maybe they are. Maybe
we're cornering the market on the person who's just sitting at the 4th of July party, just hating that they're there, hating their family, hating the beach.
Just imagining that his wife is humping his crackhead brother when he's dead. So a fat man wishing he was dead so his wife could finally hump his crackhead brother. We're here for you while you're still here. We're not.
Do you think that Hunter Biden? Do you think that Mrs. Biden, Mrs. Bo Biden?
Oh, I wasn't finished though. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Notification bell.
I'm sorry.
You have to click that for some reason because there's not enough to subscribe. We're gonna get to keep that. I want to talk about this, but we have to do the notification. I don't know why we have to say this every week.
There's 15 different things you have to do on YouTube to make sure you get the notification.
How about you have this AI algorithm? You just show people what they want. They obviously want us. They subscribed. They like us. Stop screwing us. I don't think you're supposed to say the name. Damn it. There's so many rules. Just like the Constitution. Anyway, patreon.com/Ray Kump. You get an extra episode every week for $5 a month. That's not bad. That's like getting a flail mace.
That's as easy as swinging a flail mace into your husband's face.
On the 4th of July. So what? What were you asking about these ladies? You were asking me.
This lady, the
Biden,
this trashy lady, Mrs. Bo Biden,
sleaze fest.
This sleaze,
please.
This burn pit of a woman. You
nice. Take it out. I want to see your burn pit. Girl, I'm gonna get inside of your burn pit. Oh, it smells like batteries.
Do you think she expected this to come out? Like, because it must have been Hunter Biden who said this, right?
I don't think he
I want to know how the world found out that Hunter Biden slept with Bo Biden's widow.
I mean, there's a lot of things that people figure out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you? I mean,
but what I'm wondering is,
the man's had a lot revealed in the past couple of years. I mean, of all the things that like, how did this come out? He's got to be asking.
I'm just wondering if she would have done it had she known that the world would one day know.
Do you think it was on the laptop? Is that how it came out?
Maybe it was on the laptop.
Wait, yeah. You think so? Like, I mean, that would actually make him look better. No, so like he's like, oh, who is that? Is that prostitute? Where's she on? How old is she? No, it's all fine. Look, I'm humping my brother's dope wife. I'm a good man. My brother got cancer from the burn pit. I mean, we shouldn't laugh directly about that. But the fact that he died did he die in a burn pit?
He didn't die in a burn pit. That's not how people die from burn pits. Usually, they don't get thrown into them.
I thought maybe he fell in the burn pit.
I mean,
look, you get cancer pretty quick if you fall into a burning vat of cancer.
If you fall into it, you'll get,
Are we just bringing our garbage over to like Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever, and like
I don't know.
burning it?
I remember watching some breakdown of what exactly is in them, but it was like, yeah, it's just garbage. It's just toxic
Why are our
waste.
soldiers acting like the bums in Rocky 1? You know, every bum has just got a fire in the trash can in the streets of Philly, right? You don't know Rocky 1 well enough to get that joke.
I don't know.
This is what they did. You would see Rocky running at night, and his bums. I'm sorry, homeless people. It was the 70s. I could call them bums.
You can call them. I mean, you could say it.
They were bums. They were
I
winos.
don't think that's like a. I don't think it's totally verboten yet to say that.
These weren't people
It's
displaced.
not advisable.
These weren't people displaced by the Malibu fires. They were winos.
I think that you can call them bums if that's how they're characterized in a movie.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Rocky ran past the unhoused as they burned, vats of lard. Anyway, what was the point?
I wonder if they're called bums in the script.
Probably.
Probably.
Filthy, disgusting bums.
It's filthy.
This seems like a bit much.
God. I wonder how Hunter Biden seduced Mrs. Bo Biden.
Crack.
Probably with crack.
You think she mean? No. Well, all right. Let's imagine. I shouldn't.
It would be funny if everyone in the Biden family is a giant crack addict except for Bo Biden.
That's why they had him. They just pushed him into the burn pit. He's like, I can't believe it. I just found out that you're all crack addicted. No, every last one of you. Even his mother died in a car crash years earlier.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Biden family is he's marked by tragedy.
I mean, it seems insulting to call him cursed. Like, I mean, what's the word for cursed when you feel bad for the guy?
Like cursed when it's like it's not necessarily something you did.
I feel like technically and historically, cursed doesn't. But like this day and age, when people say that guy's cursed, I feel like it's kind of judgy.
Right.
It's usually like that. He must have done something. He must have smoked some crack.
Yeah, God doesn't like him.
Right. Who does God like? No, God doesn't like anybody.
Yeah, I mean.
No. Well, yeah. No, the mother.
What's a nicer word for cursed?
Culpable. I've no
Evil.
Shots fired.
Haunted.
He's haunted. He's a haunted man.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, so Jill was the sloppy seconds.
Jesus.
That's not even how you use that word.
Jill would be getting sloppy seconds.
Right. Joe is sloppy.
Traditionally.
Joe is Jill's sloppy seconds.
She got a sloppy Joe.
Has no one done that yet? No one's called him Sloppy Joe this whole time?
Dude, has Trump called him Sloppy Joe?
They call him Sleepy Joe. But
honestly, he should have called him Sloppy Joe.
Yo, I used to call you Sleepy Joe. His impression's gotten so much worse. Sorry. But now, after this debate, Sloppy Joe.
Well, I don't think he'd say that. That's the way
I don't think I really add anything with the impression.
That's the way
I just had him say it. That was like the least useful impression ever.
And you phrased it the way dumb Chris Christie would phrase it.
Right. Yeah.
After all after how evasive you've been, we're not gonna call you Donald Trump. We're gonna call you Donald Duck.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah, that was
Remember
fun.
that awful attempt at a nickname?
He might be the president. I think the Democratic Party should tap him. I don't think he's doing anything.
Chris Christie.
Yeah, we might need him. I mean, I'd vote for, the man who killed my children before I vote for Chris Christie. But there's nothing to do with his politics, though. It's just, it's just his demeanor. I'd just rather a guy kill my kids. Can't listen to that guy. Anyway, no, but back to Jill Biden. She was trotting him around.
Oh, yeah.
He answered every question, right? Do you think she regrets all those, dirty threesomes with, Joe, her, and a crack pipe? Do you think that Jill got him onto the pipe? And that was like kind of his rebound after his wife tragically got hit by a train. No, he took a train. No, I was thinking that she got hit by a train with the daughter. But I'm confusing that because the story, he loved to tell the story of how after his wife and daughter were, tragically killed, he would take the train home every day or whatever from Stella train back to Delaware to see his kids, which, you would think, all this thing about, take care of your kids, go see your kids, don't abandon your kids. It doesn't seem to help. He still became a crackhead.
Yeah.
Or crack addicted man. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, it doesn't pay to be a good dad.
Yeah, some babies are just born loving crack.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you can get them hooked on, like, Kratom. I'm not sure what Kratom does, but maybe you can kind of get them on Alpha Brain, maybe. Mm. Maybe Joe should have given him Alpha Brain when he had a chance. He needs some stimulation. I mean Joe Biden, not Joe Rogan should have him on, just give him Alpha. This is so much better than crack. It's not, though. It's nice. Alpha Brain.
Yeah.
You ever had it?
I think I tried it once.
Not bad.
It just kind of made me
Don't you dare say anything bad.
It just made me a little.
It made you great. It made you feel so happy. This man can make or break us. Don't you dare talk ill of Alpha Brain. It's the last thing we need. I was doing this as a. I mean, it seems crazy in hindsight now. It was only moments ago, but like, maybe if I say Alpha Brain is great, Joe Rogan will see this. No.
Hasn't it been like years since he even promoted Alpha Brain? I mean, he has like a whole host of things he like promotes now, right?
Like topsoil, like planting, like bags of soil you can make plant your flowers in. I don't know.
Maybe.
Why? Okay, sure.
I mean, look, I think it's my fault that I didn't have a good reaction to Alpha Brain.
Aspirin was invented like 100 years ago, and they still sell it. You're acting like hey Joe, I love the idea of him like with his $1 billion of Alpha Brain money, and you're going, all right, that's enough. You've had your fun. This is kind of good. Well,
it's like he used to sell like the fleshlights and.
I think again, don't bring. He obviously doesn't like talking about that anymore. Look again, we're not.
I thought it was very sex positive of him.
Well, keep talking about how he used to be better. That'll help us. That'll help our careers. That'll help promote. Well, she thinks my pills suck, and I was better when I was promoting inside out dildos. Why don't they just call it? They should have called it that.
Inside out dildo.
I mean, maybe I don't have a marketing. I mean, obviously, with look at our reviews, I don't have a marketing mind. So I would have called it that. The name they used was much more. It flowed better, at least. I
mean, if they called fleshlights male dildos,
it's not male. It's not what it is.
They might not be as like stigmatized.
It's not a male dildo. I mean, male dildos exist. They're called dildos. I mean, they might make different ones like aesthetically for gay men, but like they're the same thing. It's like
or call them female dildos. Because it should be like what part it's representing. I
mean, look, I don't know the etymology. That's how you say that of the word. I don't think it does us any good to keep saying it into the algorithm void. I mean, so what do you? All right, for the next half hour, what do you want to do more? Just denigrate Joe Rogan, the biggest podcast in the world, or do you want to just say dildo into a mic so you just bury us? No, it's good. It's good. It's fun. It's 4th of July. This is what this country's for.
You got to let loose a little on 4th of July.
I agree. I hope I'd like to meet this algorithm one day. Imagine if the algorithm was able to like in the Matrix when they have like personalities and like you meet the like. What was that? The French guy, the Merovingian. He's just a program, but he gave himself a French thing. What do you think the algorithm would be?
I feel like if an algorithm actually existed as a person, it would just be like a fucked up like precog type human, like a crack baby, a crack baby that lives in a pool.
Just like something that would have been aborted, but not anymore because it can't.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like one of those things where it's like, no, this is like, oh, you did an amnio test and like you killed this baby. Not in the new America. and then it would have like 3 arms, and listen to Coldplay a lot, and just bleed all the time. It would just constantly. It would just always be seeping blood. Nothing worse than something that seeps blood.
It's full of empathy, but it's the world is disgusted by it.
I love the idea of a weird 3-armed blood seeping creature, but it has empathy. All right, what do I care if it has empathy? I don't have empathy for it. I mean, you need to have that thing needs to have empathy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like saying
oh yeah, imagine being that thing.
It's like saying a guy who's
being
just
an
like
asshole.
Like saying a guy who's got a mole, like a giant mole in his face. It's very sweet. Yeah, I think he learned to be sweet. He tried to be cocky, a cocksure jerk, bully. Everyone was like, "Yeah, hey, mole face." That's how that works. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. So the reason we've been denigrating Biden for tens of minutes is that yeah, I mean, do you think he's going to step down? Do you want him to step down? I personally am fine with either way. I don't know what people think presidents do.
Look, at this point, he kind of has to step down because, like, it's like now he's kind of has no chance now. Now that the entire media has said this guy needs to go,
it looks very bad. And I don't look. I'm tongue in cheek saying he's. I do think he's mentally a little more sharp. Whatever degree, I can just be a little less. He's that he has Alzheimer's or whatever. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like those moments when he had that glimmer and he's like, "You're a creep." Yeah, my son's not a war crimer. You're a war crimer. Whatever you're saying, you could tell he had it in his head. He couldn't say it, and he couldn't think it properly. But he was like, 20 years ago, I killed, set you on fire in a burn pit. He's just thinking, he's just rage. Even though, I mean, honestly, this is a guy who would beat up black people all day. Apparently, at the pool. He was just like a guy from Stranger Things. Showing up, Joe Biden is that Billy from Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. Shows up at the pool and just starts fighting minorities. That's literally Joe Biden's story.
Yeah. Right?
Didn't he have a problem? That character have a problem with the black kid in Stranger Things?
I think so. Yeah.
It's Joe Biden. I'm just saying.
But yeah, I honestly, I think before, even though he was horrible. I didn't think necessarily. I wouldn't have thought that that debate performance would kill him,
right?
Because I've seen him kind of slip up like that before. Maybe not so many times in a row.
No, there's just a week or two. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but he mumbles and stutters a lot. It's not that's not a new thing.
Like a week or two ago, he just everyone thought he took a shit.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure he didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know what you thought. The guy who's whose wife is cradling him, his crack enabling wife, cradling his shit filled underwear on stage, and he thought this guy's gonna do the Socratic method or some shit.
At the very least, even if he didn't shit himself, and I'm 80% sure he did.
Sure.
Even if he didn't, he was definitely really confused.
He didn't know.
He was definitely he either thought he was about to shit himself or he was looking for a cat that wasn't there.
Best case, he had one of those hot farts.
Right.
And then and his asshole was wet, the actual asshole itself was a bit moist, but when he took his underwear, it was basically fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't sure if he. I don't think he took a big. I think he just eats yogurt like RoboCop. I don't think they feed him real food anymore. They can't afford it. If you had this man to be, and you were trying to tout him around to get reelected as king, you wouldn't feed him steak,
right?
You would just give him, yogurt and and just corn, corn that's been ground up to be like sand. That's what I would feed Joe Biden. On the other, I mean. Do we have any other? So he's the. Oh, and apparently, the new news is that he's supposedly told his closest aides, his friends, that Biden tells allies he knows he has only days to salvage candidacy. I mean, what do you think he has in store?
I mean, how is he going to prove this? In the next few days, he's going to have to
This is like when
he's gonna have to try and he's gonna have to like go for a jog or something.
This is Jack Lemmon in like Glengarry Glen Ross, right? He's going like, I need the leads, like it's like the old days. I'll show you. Just give me a lead, and, I'll show you Bruce and Harriet Nyborg. You know,
he's gonna have to like let the press see him doing some kind of weird physical activity, and then he's gonna die. Like he's gonna die in front of the cameras.
He needs to hump his wife doggy style and get caught.
Oh yeah.
He needs to be plowing her.
Oh yeah.
They need to surgically. Here's what they need to do. They need to surgically remove his face, put it onto a man who's an older man, like a man who used to do pornography, right? And like who hasn't done it for a while, but still, you know, still sharp.
Yeah.
Down there, stick. Yeah. And like
maybe
you know,
a guy who did porn. Like he's retired now, but he did porn as an old man. Like
something in between.
Yeah.
I mean, you're describing something awful.
Like something like, well, you know, like Ron Jeremy type. Or,
okay, I thought you were describing someone whose like grandson, you know, took advantage of him. who made an OnlyFans as grandpa of his Alzheimer's grandpa. It's called StinkyGrandpa.com. I mean, now it's an OnlyFans. Originally, it was just a web, you know, in the early days of webcam. Stinky Grandpa, it got absorbed by the Bang Bus, the whole network. But you know, Stinky Grandpa was fluff. I didn't think so. I always thought it was in poor taste. Anyway, what were we saying? He needs to
surgically take off his face and put it on the face of an older porn actor.
Yeah,
and have him just go to town on, or
just like Clint Eastwood. Maybe Clint Eastwood. He's the Republican now, right? Everything's so partisan now. You know. Someone, you get the idea though.
But it can't just be anybody. Like he needs to like be seen like he needs to like fuck Trump's wife or something.
He needs to go into like a very like a criminal like a Detroit at night. I don't know, is Detroit even bad anymore? I don't even know where you go when you like what's the worst places to go? You know, somewhere in like, you know, and just like he needs to go like the East New York or Brownsville and like with a chain like he's Charles Bronson in Death Wish 3, like, you know, throwing around his Nikon camera as bait. We didn't see the movie, but yeah, he needs to get into a physical fight with, you know, someone, you know, I don't know if Corn Pop's still around, but he needs to pull a gun, a pew pew, as the algorithm likes. I mean, what else could he do?
It doesn't help if you say gun before it.
We're learning, all right. It's a learning process. I feel like maybe if if I challenge the review and then they go, well, I said pew pew after, and while you're trying, you know, yeah. So I don't know. Do they start a war?
Maybe.
Who would he invade? I mean, we've done Afghanistan recently. We've done Iraq a couple times. We're doing Ukraine now. Maybe he pulls out of Ukraine. What if he pulls out of Ukraine?
Well, what does he put? I mean, just,
you know, says screw him. He just said
yeah, no more. He's
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, go home to Russia. I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying that that's their home even. This is him saying that. He's winning. He's that's how he gets his base. By going for the other side. Imagine if he started just going for the other side. If he started, you know, like, hey, Ukraine, done.
No.
And he still uphold me? I guess they would. Yeah, look, I'm trying to think outside the box here. What's your move?
And
would you invade Poland?
I mean, Poland might be too big.
It's also something the Nazis did. I don't think you should invade a country that not. I mean, very famously invaded by Hitler.
Yeah, you don't want to draw that comparison, but
there's probably look to answer your question. Yes, there are safe countries. If you invade Italy, you'd be a lot safer politically than invading Poland. You know, Italy was an Axis power. No one would be able to say, "Oh, just like Hitler invading Italy." Right.
Right.
See.
Yeah.
So he invades Italy. How many people die?
In the Italian invasion?
In theoretical, you know, I mean, it's like remember.
I mean, we probably. Not that many.
It's an aerosol. Remember Desert Fox, I think it was called, when
Yeah.
when the impeachment with Clinton was happening, and then he like lobbed a bunch of cruise missiles at Iraq. And then,
Wait, not Italy.
Okay.
Vatican City.
Ooh. All right. We're cooking with fire. So he launches a war in the Vatican. Mm-hmm. I mean, here's the thing. It does go against my idea of him. I mean, we're at the same time. It's like, he's starting a war, which, but it's a war against the church. So, I mean, does that neutralize?
I mean, honestly, there might be a lot of, like, because you remember, like, because you know how, like, earlier in the country's history, like the Know Nothing Party and stuff, like there was all that kind of like anti-Catholic.
Oh no! Traditionally,
rage.
No.
I feel like there might still be some of that we could tap into.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, as a whole, the country is not in love with Catholics and the Pope. I mean, don't get it twisted. This country is mostly, it's founded by Protestants and weird, Dutch reformists or whatever they were, the Orange Party or whatever right? William of Orange,
right?
And then Quakers. And Baptists, and and very few Catholics. I mean, the Irish were Catholic, and the Italians, and they were very skeptical of them. That being said, I mean, it wouldn't. I don't know if it would be the best thing. You think the Republicans, like Trump's people, would be like, look, Trump is against war, but we got to tip our hat. He killed the Pope. Maybe. I mean,
I think at least a few of them.
I mean, if Biden killed the Pope,
that would be fucking insane.
That would be crazy. If he bombed if he bombed St. Peter's Basilica. Is that where he lives? He doesn't live in St. Peter's Basilica, I guess. Where does he live? Look up where the pontiff lives. Let's say.
He lives at Casa Santa Marta. It's the building next to St. Peter's Basilica, so you were close.
Right. So, you do 9/11 logic. Tower 7, it just caught fire when we bombed the Basilica. How did that collapse? I don't know. Building 7, same thing. I mean, if it works for that, it works for this. Either way, the Pope is no longer, of this mortal coil. And he's fine with that. He's, if anyone should be prepared, it's the Pope. He's been talking to God the whole time.
Right.
I'm not whining about him.
He probably knew. He probably knew he was going to die.
Probably knew a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's the Pope. A lot of things. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think it's a good, it's a good, people distrust the Catholic Church. They know they were up to no good with a lot of these scandals. I don't think, because of the nature of the Electoral College, I think the Italians, at least, are not, there's Italians all over the country, but they're probably mostly in New York and California, and maybe Florida, right?
Right.
I have no idea. Are the Italians? I mean, it may be outdated. The Irish, are they spread about? But the Irish aren't really. I mean, it's going to be the Italians mostly. I feel like, who still love the Pope.
Yeah.
Can you win the presidency without the Italians?
Well, probably a lot of people in South America too.
Oh, right, because he's from, what is he, Argentinian?
Yeah.
The Argentinian Americans are going to be a little upset here if he bombs the Vatican. But I mean, he's got to be bold. This qualifies. Does he? What if he just says, like, I had AIDS? Sorry, I just found out that morning I have HIV. So there's a lot on my mind. I don't want to make it. I don't want to don't get it twisted. A man with HIV, a HIV positive man, can still debate. But I just found out, and I was a bit distracted. Would you vote for that man?
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I thought that, if I bought it, like,
if you believed he had AIDS, that would convince you to vote for him.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. What do people like? I'm not trying to be too naive. I don't think he probably should be the president anymore. As much as it pains me, I love the thought of him with a chain. But that being said, what are people like so like? Oh, he can't possibly like. Do they think he's gonna like? If he is like kind of mentally not great, right? If he's just kind of and just staring into a wall most of the time, what are they most like? Because if you were his opponent, wouldn't you'd be like, well, it's probably pretty good. He can't do shit, right? He's just he's just shitting his pants. Well, he could be like getting bills passed. Right? And pushing Supreme Court nominees through, right?
Right.
I'm just saying you wouldn't want to get him off the ticket. Like worst case, you guys lose. You got some weird, got just like a, Alzheimer's patient with AIDS, just sitting there, getting nothing done. But is it the war stuff? Is that really what people are afraid of? Like, what if we get bombed? What if China bombs us?
I just feel like, right, yeah, unless that happened, like the stuff like getting bills passed through, you could just have some like party operative just puppet his body.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you think he's gonna do? You think he's gonna plan the Battle of Midway, even if he was sharp? You think Joe Biden's is the war general king? No. I say let him be president. Who cares? I mean, if China bombs, I mean, the last thing we need is some Jack Kennedy type trying to be like, no, let's talk. If we had Joe Biden, imagine if our Secretary of State or whoever could go to China, like back channel shit and go, this guy's no. If you fucking attack, he'll do anything we say. we can clear out our entire inventory of missiles and firecrackers, just dump them all over you. And because they just want to make new ones. I mean, that's all these people want is just bomb as much as possible so they can sell more, whatever, missiles, fake ducks.
Right.
These ducks that, spy on people. You know what I'm talking about?
What, like the balloons?
Well, people say birds are all drones. Birds aren't real. Whatever's going on. I'm sure they're trying.
I bet people have seen probably a couple of legit fake birds.
Yeah.
And that's why they think, and maybe like
that's just for the property of dirty grandpa. That's how he gets them. He's like, oh, what a lovely duck, and the duck's just recording his asshole, taking a shit.
But that's not the kind of nuance. That's not like they're not going to clarify it with that kind of nuance. They're not going to be like, look, people are wrong that all birds are drones.
Right.
But like there were a couple of birds that were drones.
Look,
like they're going to be like, no, these people are crazy.
I bet
nobody's ever seen a drone bird.
I bet they got a shit ton of like really lame, shitty ones that like they can't use for that purpose. Mm-hmm. But we go, if China attacks us, we'll just dump them like what if we instead of dropping bombs, we just drop garbage all over, like metal garbage, like all our failed experiments, like these fucking robot ducks, Boston Dynamics dogs. We just drop this stuff on instead of bombs.
Yeah,
just cheap. It's just is it cheaper?
I bet at least in the next time we invade a country.
Yeah.
There's going to be some robot dogs on the ground.
Oh,
right?
You think that? No, I meant like literally like these things don't really work.
You just throw them on people?
We just drop them out of a plane and it lands on a school.
Yeah, why not?
It's just, look, they say if you drop a penny.
I think they work though.
Sometimes.
Have you seen those things?
They're disgusting.
Have you seen those things do obstacle courses?
I would never adopt one.
They're fucked up.
I would never adopt one of those awful, uncanny valley dogs. I mean, no, but they always say you drop a penny off the Empire State Building and you could like go through, a man's head.
Yeah.
Imagine a Boston Dynamics dog being dropped from a plane.
How
many heads could that go through? Now, I'm just saying, this is like, so what are we so worried about? Some generals like, what if we just drop, bleach? We use the Agent Orange planes and we drop bleach all over them. Sure. He'll say yes to anything. He's not aware of the world. He's shot. I think that's scarier. That's a better deterrent. Now, I'm not making a case for him. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. Mm-hmm. Just saying, I don't know what people are so upset about. Let's move on. Speaking of the 4th of July and the once and future king, probably Donald Trump. He is, in the news. What happened? They were trying to do like charge him with more crimes.
Right.
They're trying to say that like he was eating McDonald's and he shit all over the White House rug and it ruined it. Something or he tried to rig the election. Whatever. I mean, basically, the Supreme Court came out and said, no, you can't do that.
Can't do that.
For the most part. He's immune. People are losing their minds over this. The president has immunity, which I felt like we already kind of knew.
I've been getting texts.
Really?
Because there's some kind of text alerts. Like, I don't know even when I signed up for them, but I get text alerts from like 3 political things.
Yeah.
And I was getting a bunch of texts going, they just made Trump a king.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, is that why? I mean, people are going to think that. I've been saying that all episode. People are going to think I was just making it up to be, for fun, for folly. But people are actually saying they made Trump a king.
That's basically the line.
Because they can't charge him with shitting all over the White House rug after he ate McDonald's.
They legally made Trump king.
I mean, what exactly is he supposed to have like? I mean, what would have been amazing if who wrote this opinion? John Roberts. Is that his name?
I think so.
If John Roberts said no, because he said something like he's immune when he's doing stuff that's obviously official.
Part of his powers, part of his constitutional powers.
Yeah. And there's a presumption of immunity for stuff that's like out in the outer trenches or whatever of that stuff.
Right.
Which just seems like a very vague addition. But
yeah.
Imagine though if he had said, and also I'm just gonna throw this out there, he's immune to AIDS. He's immune to HIV. If they declared that, they could have thrown him a bone. That would have helped. He's like, look, I know he's got the bug, but I'm declaring him immune. I mean, Magic Johnson lived forever, he's still alive, and there's all sorts of cures now. It's not a death sentence anymore, not even close. Now maybe for him because he's very, but whatever. We're not talking about his age anymore. What do you think of this Trump thing? Do you think we've made him a king?
I mean, look, the presumed immunity, depending on how far it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I could see it being concerning.
Sure.
Like, but yeah, for the most part, it doesn't seem like we convict. It doesn't seem like we send presidents to prison as a rule.
I don't think we should. I don't think it's good to have like a president have to worry about, I'm gonna what do? They pass laws. If I sign this bill that says, my wife can peg me. No, I'm blanking. What bills get passed? Like bills to sign?
Trade agreements.
If I sign this trade agreement, and then some kid dies in a fire because we were building fireworks, because now we can sell fireworks or whatever to them, or we can import their fireworks with less tariffs because of new NAFTA. And then his family's gonna sue me. Hell, fuck that.
Right.
I mean, honestly, we have no king, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think it's in the Constitution, or was it? They say that they offered Washington. You wouldn't think we could have a king, but they offered it to Washington. When did they offer? Maybe before they wrote the Constitution. I'm just saying, it seems weird that the founding fathers made the Constitution, all this shit, and they're like, "Oh, did you want to be king?" Well, I mean, you guys just made the Constitution. It says.
Yeah, I wonder if it happened before, because I know that they were having like a whole debate where like I think Hamilton kind of was into the idea of there being a king for a little while,
right?
And then like
probably before, because there's a whole Articles of Confederation before that too. Yeah, we're kind of I'm making that mistake of like compressing 20 years of history. Yeah, they probably got drunk and that guy smelled bad. Washington, I heard he reeked. He had bad teeth.
Oh, yeah.
His gums were...
Pockmarked face.
Pockmarked scumbag.
Smallpox face.
Liar. Cherry tree liar. I would just... Imagine that. Whatever. The point is...
Cherry tree liar.
The point I'm trying to make here is that we don't have a king. So I don't think we need to, like, underline it anymore. We're like, but, he needs to be accountable. Yeah, well, he's not a king.
Yeah.
He needs to be above the law a little. Look,
yeah, it's a good thing. Like, he has to go away at some point.
Here's the thing: the president can do a lot of shit, but like if he nukes a country without asking, I mean, if he nukes the Vatican, I mean, I'm not going to feel that much better that he's in jail.
Right.
You know? Don't steal the election or you'll go to jail. It's not like because on the other side of that, you're just it's very obvious that you have the potential of what do you call it? Criminalizing your political opponents.
Right.
Which seems bad.
That seems like the outcome of that seems worse.
It seems like what we did in other countries to get bond market stuff happening, to have coups. It's the way we would rig a coup.
Right.
Doing this shit. Oh, you paid off a porn star. Now I'm not saying he should, it wouldn't be funny if he went to jail. It'd be funny if anyone went to jail. It's always funny when someone goes like unless it's someone like anytime anyone who's like wears a suit to work goes to jail, it's hilarious. And not because of jail. It's just funny imagining how they'll adjust. Sam Bankman-Fried, he's like that crypto guy. He's just sitting in beanbag chairs and making fake money, and the next day he's just in jail.
I bet, honestly, of all the people who have been president, though, I think Trump would probably get by the best in prison.
I mean, I don't know. People like to say, well, prison.
I feel like he's the kind of person, I feel like he's probably thought he might go to prison a couple of times.
Sure. He doesn't also, does he seem like a guy who prepares for things, though? I mean, he doesn't seem like the most prudent, it's like, oh, I go to prison, let me burn some documents. Not learn Krav Maga.
Right.
But maybe. Here's my thing. Because I know on some level you have a point. People like to say that, criminals in prison would respect him, his hustle, his scams, his criminal acuity, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're saying. And it's fun to think about, right? It's a fun folly. But really what's probably going to happen is someone's just going to smash him in the face with a giant, that giant fist and go, give me a goddamn dessert, you prag, you fucking little bitch. They're not gonna know who he is. Give me that. Look at this doughy motherfucker. Give me that goddamn lemon cake. But it's not what you're picturing. That's it's basically just a sheet of cornbread with a little bit of lemon frosting. It's way too sweet. If my experience tells me anything, and it tells me I've had some prison food. I've had it. It's not good.
No.
So, and imagine getting your face caved in for a dessert you barely wanted.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you would have eaten it. But I mean, it's just, I would, if you told me we were going to do that first.
Yeah, I would have just given you the cake.
Yeah. He might have said, hey, give me your lemon cake. Trump's like, no. And then he smashes them. Mm. That's what happens. I mean, I don't think these guys get newspapers, right? It's prison. They're hitting rocks all day, whatever they do. I don't know if they know who Trump is. He's not gonna. Hey, remember me from The Apprentice? But whatever. He's not going to jail. It's fine. Well, maybe could he? I guess he could still go for this other thing with the porn star.
Oh right.
Maybe she could help Joe Biden. She hates Trump so much. Why doesn't she get one of her old porn friends to do the Joe Biden video? and Stormy Daniels plays Jill. I mean, it's basically porn. I mean, can't they deep fake that?
Yeah.
They won't. Because this country used to build things.
They can, but they could, but they're cowards.
We used to make things in this country. War cowards. I mean, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. It's people go, oh, what happens if the outer it's like a what do they call it? A credit default swap, or what do they call those things? A mortgage-backed security or something. But these tranches of criminality or whatever he's liable for. What's the difference? It's like if you either have a guy who doesn't want to commit too many crimes, or you don't. If we have to keep prosecuting a guy every time he's a president, it doesn't matter. It's it's done.
Yeah.
The system, you can't keep, we can't be, you really want, how often do you want, we just charged this guy with 16 crimes. Do you plan on charging another president anytime soon?
Right.
Can you imagine if we just start charging presidents all the time with crimes? It just looks bad.
I mean, they're definitely, they got to at least try. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised they didn't try to charge Biden with more, even though they kind of did try.
Well, they got Hunter on a gun charge.
Right. Oh, yeah, they got Hunter Biden on a gun charge.
Was he waving it around? trying to smoke crack out of it. You should.
But yeah, it's like I feel like it's at best case scenario, people trying to like charge each other or charge president's family members or whatever just kind of peters out after this.
Yeah, but nothing happens.
But like,
yeah.
It's
a good point. We don't like behead. Oh, you mean like it probably will? Yeah, but here's the other thing: we don't ever follow through. Even our really bad criminals, it takes years to like execute them or whatever.
Oh yeah.
We don't. It's not like it's gonna be fun.
Right.
It's just like he'll end up. I mean, I guess he could end up in a supermax. I don't think they're gonna put him in a supermax though.
I don't think they'd put him in a supermax.
Next to El Chapo. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what people want. I don't know what kind of country you want. I want one where Joe Biden is just saluting a flag, shitting his pants. Trump is just, it's just going through his pockets. He's just fucking stealing out of his wallet. Jill, I mean, what do you think? You think if it doesn't go well, if his plan doesn't work out in the next few days, does he step down to the Kamala?
Yeah, I guess Kamala. Like, I mean,
just give her a chance to be the president.
Doesn't seem like that's a good idea. Like, I just feel like anyone, they really shouldn't have, to the extent that anyone, wanted him to be president. Yeah. Like, they really shouldn't have done that whole attack on his candidacy because now he probably won't win. Yeah. But also probably neither will anyone else.
You think no one else will win? Oh, you mean?
Yeah, like no one else they would replace
Democratic
him
Party?
with. Yeah.
What if they got Bobby?
Bobby
Jr. The man with the golden voice.
Maybe. Honestly, that would be great if they just replaced him with.
I mean, I imagine that the reason the story broke that he we'll wrap this up in a second. But the story broke that he in the past had there was a sexual assault allegation.
Yeah.
And he responded basically, "Well, I'm not a choir boy," and that he had what was the word? Something youth, like a vivacious youth,
a rambunctious
youth. So I looked up the ages of when this would have happened, and he was like 44. But so it's a weird response. Still, it does seem kind of the timing, like they want to just make sure he's not an option,
right?
Like the DNC was like, hey, just put we're not letting. I mean, no one's letting the Kennedys into the party anymore.
No,
I don't know what they did. Maybe it was Maryland. Everyone's just really mad about what happened to Maryland. They know him, Jack and Bobby tag teamed her, spit on her, did stuff, and everyone. I mean, Joe DiMaggio loved Marilyn Monroe. I remember I joked about it once, like Joe DiMaggio hit her or something. We didn't hit her. I mean, did she marry Sinatra too?
No.
Okay.
She married Arthur Miller.
Well, he might have hit her. But Joe DiMaggio went to her grave every day and just gave her flowers when she was dead.
And he whispered, he stood over her grave with the flowers and he whispered, "I'm sorry for hitting you."
Maybe so. But he's an American hero. I think enough people have coalesced in in the hero annals of America. And they were just mad. This is revenge from what they did. Mm. They got inside her, and now they'll never get inside again. But but yeah, whatever. Maybe he wins. Maybe he wins the third party, and then he gets to, who would be the new Marilyn? Ooh.
Probably not Marilyn.
The girl from Furiosa or something. I don't know.
Oh God.
I mean, it'd be awful.
He probably gets. I mean, honestly, probably some OnlyFans girl is Marilyn now.
Yeah, her name is just ass, but it's spelled. It's like ice, but it's pronounced ass. That's something weird.
There's a bunch of dollar signs in it,
and she has like terrible acne in her face, but her ass is massive.
Right,
and it's like decently toned.
And she does really dirty shit.
Oh, filthy! she just smothers you with the head. But like, a lot of women, a lot of these types will smother you with the head, but she literally will like, you have to go to the hospital. You'll be legally dead. She don't care. That's how she wins. She don't care if you die.
Yeah.
Makes you sign a contract.
The worms in your brain won't be able to breathe after she smothered you.
Yeah, it was worm treatment. That's a great note to end on. So, look, that's where we stand in America on this 4th of July. And I just wanted you to know we're here with you, and we're going to watch it burn with you. And maybe Biden is going to bomb the Vatican. We'll see. Keep an eye on the Vatican. That's all we're going to say. Remember, we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/RayCump. Extra episode every week, $5 a month. Thanks so much for tuning in. Happy 4th of July. See you next week.